Alrighty, so I have my pieces cut. And you might have noticed when I was doing my pattern, I only did one side of the shoe. And that's because you don't need the other side. So long as you have your sole pattern, your sole is going to dictate whether it's a right foot or a left foot. So that's why you have to make sure you label your patterns correctly. This, I traced the left foot. So now this is left, this is right. That's all you need to do. So I just use the same pattern, cut both sides. Gives me this, do the same thing. Just make sure that they're both the proper size of the fabric. So I have two right sides that when they come together, everything's facing the same way. It's going to be the outside of the boot. So here's one that I've pinned up already, on the wrong side obviously. And I pinned the sole on just to give you a quick idea of how it all comes together. Just pin it onto the bottom. And just like everything else, you sew along the pins until it's done. I did notice just now actually that my boot cover kind of leans for some, I don't know why it's leaning. Probably not going to be a big deal, especially because I'm working with some fabric with a decent amount of stretch. But that's the basic boot cover. I'll show you what it looks like when it's all sewn up and with the shoe in it. So I apologize for looking a mess. It's the night before a con and I just wanted to check in with the finished product of my boot cover. So this is what it ended up looking like and has the shoe slipped in. It's kind of hard wiggling it in there, but it's in there pretty secure. It's not gonna slip off while I'm wearing it. It's not gonna move around too much. I'll just show you it. I'll just like pull it out. I went over the seams inside. Actually only once. I usually go over them multiple times to make it a little sturdier, but I just have to be careful when I'm sticking the shoe in and out of there. This white that you see here is my decal. I first used some spray adhesive to stick it on there, pinned it, stayed stitched around the edges, and then satin stitched it to make it look neat. So that's my little decoration for the boot. Like a little tip that I didn't pay attention to myself the first time. When you're doing, if you're going to use a stretchy material, you want it to stretch horizontally, not vertically. I was running low on fabric, so when I first cut them, I cut it so it stretched horizontally, not thinking, and wouldn't go on my foot. So I went back, my last bit of scrap, recut them with the stretch going horizontally. This is a two-way stretch fabric. If it's a four-way stretch fabric, of course you're not going to have the problem. But since this is two-way stretch, make sure your stretch is going horizontally, because if you think when you're sticking your foot in there, you need it to stretch wider to get it in. Because pulling, if the stretch is going straight up and down, while you're pulling it up onto your foot, you're just pulling it up onto your foot, and it's not going to expand to accommodate you. And you want it to be a little tight so that it stays up and looks like a boot. And unless you want it to be a slouchy boot, that's another thing. But for this kind of boot cover, you want to make sure that if you're using a spandex or another stretchy material, that your stretch is going horizontally. So that's gonna be it for my boot cover tutorial. I am gonna have some makeup stuff coming up, getting ready for special edition, which is now today, and bald cap. I'm going to do a little video of myself getting ready in the morning, show you how I put on a bald cap, which is going to be my first time doing it. I'm going to spend some more time pre-painting this so I don't have to do a lot of it when I get up. And that's going to be it. Thanks for watching my video. Thank you for visiting Cosplay Fanatic. I'm Nell from Saturday Morning Cosplay. See you on the con floor.